What's up everybody, and welcome back to another Geoguessr tip video. In this one we are going to be covering Eastern Europe. A lot of you guys have been commenting asking for it, so here it is. These are just some of the little tips and tricks that I use to help me distinguish each country. Some of them are not 100%, some of them are just little tips that could help you if you have some other clues as well. I'm sure there's plenty of tips that you guys know that I don't, so make sure to leave those in the comments. And if you go on and learn something new or like this video, make sure to leave a like. Let's get this one to 200 likes. And don't forget to subscribe as well. I hope you all enjoy. Alright, the first country we're going to be focusing on is Poland. And the first clue that I noticed in this location are these Polish bollards on the side of the road. So you get these all over the country, and they look very similar to this one all over the country. Just like a white pole with the red line through it. Very distinguishable to Poland. They also have these similar ones in New Zealand, but Poland and New Zealand are pretty easy to tell each other apart. The next clue I noticed in this location is this sign. When you leave a town or village or whatever in Poland, you get these signs with the red line going through it. And then also, if you look closer at the language, this L with the line through it is only in Poland as well. So if you see this L, then that should be a good sign. Not particularly in this one, but usually in a lot of Polish words, there's a lot of Z's and W's, like in the middle, there's a Z at the end here, but if you see a lot of Z's and W's, it's usually Poland as well. And the third and final clue I see in this location are these Polish holy poles, we call them. So in Poland, they're really skinny. There's in total 3 countries that have these holy poles, but in Poland they're generally more skinny than the other 2. And also in Poland they tend to be leaning on each other, like these ones over here. So just the skinny holy poles leaning on each other, and obviously they can be single ones as well. Alright, for this next one we're moving down to Czechia, or the Czech Republic. And as you can see on the side of the road over here, we have the Czechia bollards. These bollards are in Czechia and Slovakia. So they just have like the white pole, black square, and then like the reddish orange equals sign. But the thing that in this particular location helps to tell the 2 apart is the camera type. As you can see, the back of the car is like a little blue, and the picture quality is just magnificent. It's perfect. It's the best and newest camera generation as far as I'm aware of. It's called Generation 4. And yeah, that's the thing that helps tell the 2 apart, because in Slovakia you won't get this camera generation, and in Czechia you will. So we've moved on over to Slovakia, and as you can see, the bollard it's basically the same exact thing. Just a white post, black square, reddish orange equals sign, but the only difference is the camera generation. It doesn't have the little blue in the back, and although the quality of this picture is still really good, it's Generation 3, it's not quite as clear as Generation 4, and it doesn't have the little blue in the back. Now personally, I'm not the best when it comes to language, but if you are someone who looks for differences in the languages, here are the differences in Czech and Slovak language. I don't know how to pronounce these letters, otherwise I would try and help out a bit more. Moving on to Croatia. As you can see on the side of the road here, we have some Croatian bollards, pretty similar to the ones in Hungary, so not really 100% like I said with the ones in Hungary, but if you have other clues like we do in this one, Croatia, unlike most countries surrounding it, does not have a blue European strip on the left side. So if you see a lot of white plates and it looks like this, and you see these bollards, it should be Croatia. Another thing to know about Croatia is in Croatian, it's called Hrvatska, so the domain is .hr, it isn't something like .cr. A tip that I just very recently learned from somebody on my Twitch chat, you know who you are if you're watching, is that Croatia is supposedly the only country that has these blue fire hydrants on the side of the road. It's a really helpful tip that has helped me for sure in the past week. I'm not 100% sure if it's foolproof, but I've only seen them in Croatia, so it's helped me out to know the blue fire hydrant meta. Moving down to Montenegro, and like Slovenia, we have very similar bollards with the black topping, white, and the red line in the middle. But unlike Slovenia, something that you could look for is these rifts in the sky. We call them rifts in the community, and they're only in Montenegro and Albania, and they have different bollards. So if you see these bollards and these rifts in the sky, then you should be in Montenegro. Okay, in this one we're in Albania, and like I said with the last one, in Montenegro and Albania you get these rifts in the sky that are pretty easy to notice. Another good clue to look for in Albania are the license plates. As you can see with this one here, they have a blue strip on each side, on the left and the right. Most countries only have it on the left. And Italy has really similar plates to this. The only difference that is in Albania, the front plates are much longer, and in Italy the front plates are a lot skinnier with the blue on each side. Another unique plate to Albania is these white with the red on the left side. And these are only in Albania. They're in Kyrgyzstan also, but Kyrgyzstan and Albania look really different. And with the rift in the sky, and if you are lucky enough to see both of these types of plates in one round, it's a clear giveaway of Albania. Okay, so now we're in North Macedonia. And as you can see on the side of the road, we have these bollards returning once again. Just a pretty boring, generic looking bollard. The biggest thing, honestly, for me to distinguish Macedonia is just the general feel of the land. I feel like once you play a lot, you can kind of easily distinguish if it's North Macedonia or around North Macedonia, but if you see these bollards, and it has this general feel. Another thing is, like Croatia, it's not always. I'd say most cars have the blue strip in Macedonia, but there definitely are, I feel like, more countries in Macedonia that have full white plates like this one, more so than other countries that usually only have the blue ones. And also the domain is .mk for Macedonia. And another thing that I've been picking up on recently, again, I don't know if this one's foolproof, but I've noticed that similar to Brazil, a lot of the back of signs in Macedonia are black. It's definitely not every sign the backing is black, but I've definitely got through some games of Battle Royale because I thought I was around this area and I saw the back of a sign was black, so I went with Macedonia, North Macedonia. Alright, now we are in the country of Bulgaria. And like Hungary, Bulgaria is mostly covered in fall/winter coverage, so the trees are bare. It just looks really cold. You'll get even snow on the ground a lot in Bulgaria. And Bulgaria is really mountainous. As you can see, there's mountains over there, hills, mountains over here. So unlike Hungary, they use Cyrillic in Bulgaria, so if you get this winter coverage and it's mountainous, and especially if you see some Cyrillic, then you should be in Bulgaria. The bollards in Bulgaria are similar to the other generic ones that I have been showing, so you guys know what those look like already. I don't need to show them again. But yeah, like I said, the Cyrillic, fall coverage, mountainous, and these types of houses are all over Bulgaria. Alright, so jumping on over to Serbia. And as you can see on the side of the road, these bollards look pretty similar to the Slovenian and Montenegro bollards. The only difference is that the red line is shifted over to the left. So in Slovenia and Montenegro, the red line is centered, and in Serbia it's over to the left. You also see these yellow signs often in Serbia with the Cyrillic of like the town name or whatever it is on it. And another good thing to know about Serbia is the domain, or the URL, is .rs. So it's not like .sr or anything like that. And if you see .rs, don't guess Russia, make sure to guess Serbia. On to our second to last country, we have Romania. And as you can see on the side of the road, the bollard looks much different than most generic bollards. Pretty damn unique and easy to distinguish if you see this red and white bollard on the side of the road. I think that sometimes it could be blue and white as well, but I definitely have seen the red ones the most common. And a good thing to know about these bollards is this number is useless. I'm pretty sure it's just like how many kilometers you are since the road started. But this number on the side is the road number that you're on, and then it'll have like the biggest city near you on the top. So it should be a city that you should be able to find kind of easily on the map if you look for it. But yeah, these bollards are really unique for Romania. Romania is also the third and final country that have these beautiful holy poles, and like Hungary, Romania's tend to be more thick, but unlike Hungary, and what make Romania's unique is, I'd say 80 to 90% of the time they have they're painted white at the bottom like this one. So if you ever see these holy poles with the white paint on the bottom, it should be Romania. Alright, moving on to the last country that we will be covering today, the country of Ukraine. And as you could see, and as you probably already know, Ukraine uses Cyrillic. So you'll see a lot of Cyrillic all around. And another good thing to know about Ukraine is that the license plates are different than most countries in Europe. They throw their cheeky flag on the left side, so they have the blue on the top and the yellow on the bottom on the left side. It's kind of hard to see in a lot of cases, but if you zoom in close enough, and with this one you could tell even from pretty far away that there's blue on the top and yellow on the bottom. Another good thing to know about Ukraine is that it's the only country that has this red car in the back. So that's something that could help distinguish Ukraine like right away, because if you turn around and you see that it has this red car, it's automatically Ukraine. Alright everybody, that wraps up today's tip video. I really hope that you learned something new and enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to get this video to 200 likes, so smash that like button. And comment if you have any tips that I didn't mention. I'm sure that you guys know a lot of tips that I don't. So I love reading the comments. I love responding to them. So make sure to leave a comment. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye, everybody.